Okay, hey guys, welcome to this little stream I'm doing. I'm not doing any gaming stream tonight. I've got no time to do it. I'm just about to go off for a shower soon, but I will be recording some videos tomorrow, so that will be uploaded. I just want to do this live stream video to talk about something I've just read about. It's probably not true. I'm hoping it's not true. Just an update on the Resident Evil 2 remake. Thanks for the like, Johnny. Hi, man. I'm just looking at something that's just been leaked. I don't know if it's true. I'm just hoping it's not true. Apparently, Resident Evil 2 Remake is going to be a mixture of Resident Evil Revelations 2 and Resident Evil 4. Basically, it's going to be third person over the shoulder cam. I'm disappointed in this because the first remake was just basically the same as the first Resident Evil game, fixed camera angles and everything the same. And just reading that information, I'm not happy already. And if a trailer does come out, and if it is over the shoulder cam like Resident Evil 4, Capcom can go suck a dick, because I'm not paying it. I'm not buying a remake that's basically not even a remake. It's just scrapped and just slapped Resident Evil 2 on it. If it's going to be like this. Other things that I found out and heard that basically there's only going to be 2 campaigns, so Leon and Claire will interact more. There's by the sound of that, there's not going to be Leon A, Leon B, and Claire A and Claire B. It's just going to be Leon A and Claire A. Hello, Black Death. Also, Sherry is going to be a playable character, what is being said here. So, and obviously she can defend herself like Natalia. Ada's section in the game is apparently expanded, and she's going to get some more weapons than the only one time you get to play in the original game. There's no fourth survivor put into it yet. Maybe it's going to be a DLC, an extra DLC with other things. But to be honest, there seems to be a chance that maybe some Resident Evil 1.5 stuff may be coming into it. There'll be like the Resident like extra costumes of the Leon 1.5 costume, and Claire will be having the Elsa costume. But from all this, I'm hoping it's this fake leaks. Because if it is going to be like Resident Evil Revelations 2 and Resident Evil 4, where the camera's going to be on the shoulder, I'm not happy. I'm not going to be happy with Capcom, seriously, because they said they were remaking the Resident Evil 2 game to this, which was all fixed camera angles. So and I don't get with this leak that if it's remake, it's going to be like this, obviously, because Resident Evil 1 was like Resident Evil, the remake of Resident Evil 1 was like that. It was in the same mansion, they just changed the characters a bit, but the same people, and it was fixed camera angles. So remake number 2 should be the same as this, which had fixed camera angles and a lot of other stuff. Now, I haven't got time to do a gaming stream right now, but I will be. Hopefully tomorrow after I've done a load of hopefully tomorrow after work, maybe in between of recording as well. But I just wanted to do a little rant about some leaked information on Resident Evil 2 Remake that I'm not happy about, but I'm hoping. What time? Tomorrow should be roughly about 7 o'clock, because I finish at about 5 tomorrow. But I gotta, go out and get some. As soon as I finish work, I'll go and get myself some food, and then come back here, eat that, and then should be on around 7 till about 9, and then I've got to do some recordings, and then I gotta go to sleep, and then I gotta go up early tomorrow so I can do some more recordings and get some more gaming videos out. But I just thought I'd make this announcement that someone's leaked some information about the remake of Resident Evil 2. To be honest, I'm hoping it's false, because I don't want to see another game that's like Resident Evil 4. I don't want camera there. That's not a remake. That's just completely scrapping Resident Evil 2, the history of Resident Evil 2, and making something different. Just slapping Resident Evil 2 on it. It's not nice to hear. So I'm hoping this information is false, because if it is false, then I don't have to worry about, buying the game. But if it is true, I'm not buying Remake of Resident Evil 2, and I will be emailing Capcom a ton of stuff by complaining like hell, because they done well with the first remake, which a lot of people were worried about, but actually enjoyed, because it was the same game but remade. Even the person that made it enjoyed it, because it was like playing the original game again, but with a little few extra stuff. Now, unfortunately, there's nothing mentioned here about Crimson Heads, but that was supposed to be put into this game. But if they're going to do third-person camera angle where it's going to be over the shoulder, that's going to ruin it, because that's not a remake of a game, for as far as I'm concerned, because it's just ruining the game and just ripping out what survival horror was. Survival horror was just fixed camera angles, and that's what scares people. I can sit here and play Remake again. I could go play the original game again and still be scared. Well, not scared, but still get that excitement. Like, ooh, that's coming around. But to be honest, I'm hoping that Capcom don't screw this up. And with this leaked information, I hope it's not true. And especially the idea that they're making it, have like no autosaves. We don't want autosaves in games, because you don't want to have it saving in silly places. Was you not going to live stream? No, I wasn't. Unfortunately, I wasn't going to live stream today, because I had to sign on this morning, and normally when I sign on, I normally try and get my head down, and when I got work the next day, I try and make sure that I just prepare for work and all that. And and I spent all day at my grand's. When I'm at my grand's, I tend to try and help out with a few different things, so I get tired. So when I get back, it's like night time-ish, 8:30, something. Sometimes I just want to sit down, relax, and watch some YouTube videos. And this YouTube video I've just picked up has really made me a bit angry, as well as a bit skeptical of what's going to happen with the next Resident Evil 2 remake, and that's why I decided to stream it instead of recording it, because if I record it and upload it, it's not going to work very well. And reading through it as well, it's saying that they have removed the crocodile in Resident Evil 2. Now, I'm hoping this is BS and it's a lie, because the crocodile in Resident Evil 2 was a new monster that was like, you go down to the area and it's there, it scares you because it's a huge bloody crocodile. Why would you remove something from a game that actually make it? It's like if when they've done the remake of Resident Evil 1, it's like removing the giant snake in the attic. I mean, it's one of them. I mean, hopefully, I try not to listen to leak stuff as normal, but this one really caught my eye and caught my attention, because if this is the direction Capcom's going with this remake, as a Resident Evil fan, I would rather bin my collection if this ever happens. It's not the first time this has made me do this. I mean, the poor mistake they done with Resident Evil 6 makes me think, you know what, and Dead Aim was the start of it, then Resident Evil 6, and now if they remake Resident Evil 2 in the way that this leaked information is showing me, I'm going to have to rethink of my name. Because it's going to get to the point where I'm going to get so fed up with Capcom and the way they just destroyed their fan base. because they don't know what they're doing anymore. And far as I've been told, that Shinji Mikami has nothing to do with this. This is why it's failing. Because Shinji Mikami knows how to make horror, and this is probably why it's ruined. To be honest, I don't really want to really believe in what's been leaked, because I don't want to lose out on Resident Evil. That's the game that's made me since I started gaming in 1996. It's the first game I've ever really played on the PlayStation and followed it. It's the first gaming series I've ever followed. Sonic was like, yeah, okay, kiddies game, but this is like a first proper like game because Sonic didn't really transition to PlayStation. But this is the only series that I liked. I was like Resident Evil all the way through. Silent Hill was okay, but Konami screwed everything up. Sonic was good back for its time. I mean, for the graphics they put on a little cartridge, it was good. But to be honest, Sonic hasn't got really a huge backfire as Capcom does, or it's more of a kiddies game that you can play when you need to release stress or something, not play something that's so stressful. But Resident Evil to me was the first horror game that I played, and I thought, how can a game be so scary? And it made me want to buy the next game, and then the next. It made me think of ideas to do for the game. Like, I could challenge myself by doing stupid stipulations, and actually that was the first thing I ever done on YouTube, was challenges for Resident Evil. And now that they go and throw crap at us, I don't know what Capcom's thinking. I mean, Resident Evil 7, it's not Resident Evil to me, but it's a horror game in its way. It's trying to get back to its roots that it should never have defaulted from after Resident Evil 5. But with this information that's shared, I definitely hope it's fake, because what's the point of trying to get back to its original roots if it's going to destroy it again? Because fans want the remake of Resident Evil 2 to be like the remake of Resident Evil 1, where it still has the fixed camera angles, it still has the same characters, it still has the same story planning, maybe a little tweaks here and there to make it link up, but it's the remake standard. But with that information just seen, that's not remaking the game to what the game was. It's just remaking it as in more scrapping whatever happened in Resident Evil 2 and putting something completely different into it. It just doesn't work for me, who's played Resident Evil since day one, and still to this day stuck to Capcom, even with their rubbish titles like Dead Aim, like Gaiden. Hang on, there's maintenance on the PSN. I didn't know that because I'm watching YouTube on it. I want Resident Evil 2 remake like Resident Evil Remake with fixed camera. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the fixed camera angles, and that's what I'm stating. I've just got this leaked information they're saying is, and I'm hoping it's not, because basically what they said here is that Resident Evil Remake 2 is going to be a mixture of Resident Evil Revelations 2 and Resident Evil 4, but you can't crouch or anything, but there's only going to be the camera above the shoulder, so that's not really remaking a game that was like this, fixed camera angles and had great stories that scared you. When you run around a corner and a zombie popped out, that scares you. Having a camera there and walking around a corner, oh, you can see it, it's there. Not scary to me. I know some people might find first person scary, like Resident Evil 7 had that scare moments in it, but it's not the same as running around a corner and a zombie grabbing you. That's what hooked me from Resident Evil 1. to this day to still stick by them. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's to me. And also, apparently in this leak they've removed the crocodile. Now, to me, that's like, why? I mean, for those who haven't played Resident Evil 2, hey, the Hazelnut channel. What's up? Not much, man. Just ranting about this leak for Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is not good news for most of the classic fans. But anyway, back on the subject. Yeah, apparently they're saying that they've removed the crocodile. Now, if this was like coming up to a remake of Resident Evil 1, it's like removing the big snake in the attic. It doesn't work without it, so you need enemies that are in the original game but adds a few little ones. Yeah, when I first played the game and got to that crocodile, it was like, what next is going to come out of this game? This is what made you think, oh, what's next? What's next? That's what I liked about Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2. You had zombies, and they threw in a few other zombies and a few other monsters and stuff, and it's like, wow. And in the original prototype, they call it, the 1.5, they had monkeys that they scrapped. Maybe if they put that in it, that probably make it better, but you can't remove the crocodile. It's like removing spiders in Resident Evil Remake, or the snake. You can't really do that. Yeah, the enemies and the puzzles, and the main thing that used to piss a lot of people off, but I enjoyed, backtracking. That's something that they haven't really done in the Revelations 1 and 2 series and Resident Evil 7. They tried to do that a bit, but not done very well. The original games, you had to backtrack to a save point to, figure out what to do next. You had to backtrack to not only when you got the puzzle done, you had to get the key, so you had to backtrack to the mansion to do different missions. You had to do the same in the police station, where you go to the underground. You had to find all the puzzle pieces, or the stone tablets for Claire, or the chess pieces for Leon to escape. But the only good thing that's come out of this tweet leak, do you think Leon has the same character from Resident Evil 6? I mean, character model. No, it basically, what it's telling me in this leak, I feel he's probably going to be like the Resident Evil 4. When you complete the game, you get the RPD costume. By what they're doing, I think they're linking Resident Evil Revelations 2 and 4 together. So obviously Leon's going to be in the Resident Evil 4. Or if you've ever played the Wii edition called Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles, it'd probably be more like that. But the only good thing that's come out of this leak is that there is a Alza costume plan for Claire, and there's a Leon 1.5 gear. So basically you'll get the original Resident Evil 1.5 costume on Leon, as well as you get the original character, the female protagonist Elsa, to go over Claire when she obviously probably completed the game and does so. That's the only one good thing about it. The rest of it, I'm not liking. Yeah, the RPD one is pretty cool. I actually have his costume, so when I go to Comic-Con I'm dressed as him, so it's pretty cool. But the other good thing I'm thinking it could be good is that when you do get to take control of Sherry, like you do in the, I'm going to bring it up again, the original Resident Evil 2 game, when you play Sherry, you can't do much. You have to dodge around zombies. Now, what they've done is decided to do what they've done with Natalia in Revelations 2, is that she can have some sort of items to throw at zombies or to, defend herself. I'm happy with that, but I still prefer the idea of it being fixed camera angles. Apparently there's no full survivor or Tofu. It could be a DLC. That's possibly the way they would do it with these new Resident Evil games for the PS4. It's had DLCs, but it won't be the same having a DLC for a remake. There's no DLCs for Resident Evil Remake, is there? That you have to, you don't get a DLC. You have to download a DLC for the Real Survivor mode, or the one dangerous zombie mode, or invisible enemy mode. You don't download them. That's part of the game. And I was hoping that I would hear something like there will be battle mode in it, because in the PC version, and if you had the United States version, you get something called Battle Mode, where you play Chris Redfield, Claire, Ada, and Leon, and you've got to go through different stages of the different difficulty levels, gain points, and get unlock different things for different characters. That's not mentioned here, but I don't know. I'm hoping this leak information is false, because I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything more. If there's anything to do with with a camera over the shoulder, hey sniper. If it's like camera up there, it's not gonna. It's not a remake to me. If they're remaking a game, it's gotta be what it is. Fixed camera angles, and that's what made Resident Evil back when it first started from 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica. All them fixed camera angles. So, and if this is the way that Capcom is, it's proven to us that yes, they say they listen to fans, but this leak is not proven to me that they listen to the fans of the series. And it feels to me that Capcom, no matter how many times they say, "Oh, we do care about our fans, we do listen," this leak, if it comes true, they to us because we want. Oh, sorry, these things playing up. That they're not listening to us by putting, a third-person perspective over the shoulder cam. They're not listening because we want the fixed camera angles if it's going to be a remake of the original games. Not a crappy rail shooter first person. That can be like a bonus thing that you can get when you complete the game at certain times. But it should be the same as this. Fixed camera angle to play for the game, and once you've beat the game once, you can opt in to play first person, you can opt in to play third person. It's fine if you have it as an option, but it's got to start with what it started as, is the fixed camera angles. That's what got me into Resident Evil, and separated all the games from that were with at the time, like Sonic the platform scroller, as well as Doom was its first person, Silent Hill, which was a complete mess. You had a camera behind you, or sometimes it would rotate around you. But yeah, but when they remade some games that I've seen that were already in them, sort of cameras that are behind you, they stayed the same. It's just they boosted the graphics a bit. They should do the same with this game, not put a stupid camera like Resident Evil 4. That's what. Okay, Resident Evil 4 is not a bad game by choice. Because I have found the mod for the PC version that you can have fixed camera angles, and it looks as well. Let's just say it looks a hell of a lot better with the fixed camera angles instead of the camera over here. Not that I'm saying Resident Evil 4 is a bad game. It was the end of Resident Evil for me, because it was a good game, but it became too roleplay. But I don't mind that. 5 just ruined it with a character called Sheva, even though the original idea, which I found, it was only going to be a single player with Chris Redfield. Well, I don't know when you started playing Resident Evil, but everybody's got a choice, and I respect everybody's choices. With me, I don't like the idea because it's a remake of the original, which had fixed camera angles, which got me hooked to the game. I don't want a camera up here behind the character because it doesn't give the scare factor to it. I don't mind first person, but I don't want it to start out as first person. Yeah, it's good. If you go in the opposite, as I've already stated, because a lot of people like different camera angles. I've already told Capcom through an email. If you want to email them, their emails on their website. Agent, is there? Well, in this, they said that there's no Hunk in it, but that could be a DLC. I'm hoping there is, because Hunk made Resident Evil 2 as well. He was part of it, so I'm hoping he's going to be in it. But anyway, go back to the camera angles. I did already email, and their email is on their website, which they do take a while to reply. Don't know why. I said in the option setting there should be a camera option, so you can select which one fits around the character. And with the PS4 these days, you can change it. it's easy as that. Some of them that started from the classic back in '96 would love the original idea of fixed camera angles. Some of them who didn't play the original ones might like the over the shoulder cam because they played other games that are like that. Some of them may want first person. I've already played the first person experience of Remake. I've already played the first person experience of Resident Evil 2 in the PlayStation. It looks good, but it's not the same as the fixed camera angles. You run around a corner and a zombie comes at you. Do you know the way? Do I know the way? What to what? Oh yeah. But to me, they're just not listening to the fans. I mean, maybe some might like. Oh, okay. No, I don't know much about memes. I'm too old for that stuff. I mean, I don't mind seeing it in different ways. Jeff was saying that have an option between. Yeah, I think he thinks like me, where it gives players an option, which PS4 can easily do that. PCs can do that. You can mod it. It's like I've modded my Resident Evil 4 on my PC so I can have fixed camera angles, and it feels great for me. But a lot of fans might want to play. Okay, no worries if you're going off. Catch you later. But yeah, because some fans might like a different feel to it. Maybe they've never played the original ones from start. Feeling how it was back then. Maybe some of them started playing 4 and above and then started playing the old one, so it's a bit different. So, yeah, maybe, because I've already emailed him. Yeah, see you in the next stream, Johnny. I should try and be on about 7-ish tomorrow. Yeah, I think because it can be done, so shouldn't be just one camera setting. I don't really think it should be that, because classic gamers that have played the classic Resident Evils wouldn't want that just yet. They want to play it as it should be, as it was, and then feel what the other one looks like. Because yeah, I have played first person, well, the mod version of the Resident Evil 2 in first person, walking around the PlayStation. It looks crisp and fine. You can see it through their eyes, but it wasn't what Resident Evil started as. And yeah, okay, a couple of people can say, in development it would have been a first person Resident Evil game, but at the same time it didn't come out like that. Yeah, it's not fair, and hopefully I am 100% that hopefully this leak information is false, because yes, it's not fair on people who want it to choose between it. It's like I would rather choose the fixed camera angles because that's what I started as, and then try the first person, see what it's like. This to differ. I don't mind a differ. I don't mind an option, but it would be awesome. There is a Wesker mode, but it's for Resident Evil 2. There is because in Resident Evil 0 they had a Wesker mode, didn't they? They might put one in this. I'm hoping to, because it's the successor of that. But if you have a PC, there is a mod that you can play Wesker's storyline in Resident Evil 2. You get to face Nemesis. It's bloody awesome. I don't know if there's a link to the mod, but I have seen the video. It is really good where you play Wesker and you run around. It has fixed camera angles. You can play him. You can also play Hunk during the Resident Evil 2 as well, in a game called Resident Evil Mortal Night. Go and Google it and go and download it. It's a really good game. I do suggest it for people. I'm not being told to suggest it, but I have played it. It's really good. There is a YouTube channel that is linked to that website. If you do download it, keep in contact with him. He'll give you hints and tips on the game. Always watch my videos if it's available on it. It is really good. He's made a really good standalone mod, but Yeah, the link. Yeah, the leak does say that there's only going to be only 2 campaigns. It's between Claire Redfield and Leon Kennedy. That's it. There's no Leon A. There's no Leon B. There's no Claire A or Claire B. That's what is annoying, because what was the point of this? It had the Claire A. It had the Leon B. It had the Leon A. The Claire B. So it's not really a remake then, if it's because this is original and they scrap all the stuff into the remake. That's not a remake. It's just a new game based around Resident Evil 2 with this. To me, it would just feel like a remake mod. I'm hoping so. There's nothing stating it yet, but it would be good for alternative endings. That's why I liked the first game, because you had different endings. You had a good ending, you had a bad ending, you had a really bad ending, or had so many different ones. You could finish the game with Jill and you can save Chris, and Barry dies. You can finish the game and Chris dies but Barry survives, or you can finish the game and Barry and Chris survives, and vice versa with Rebecca and Jill and stuff. So I'm hoping for that. Resident Evil 2 didn't really have a different sort of ending, did it? But it would come through, and it's coming out late. Yeah, I'm told, because everybody thought it will be some information will be released on the 20th anniversary of it. Technically, in Japan it came out later than it did in the US, so it's probably going to be on the 29th of January and not the 21st, I think it was, that everybody was assuming it was going to come out. But with, problem is, a lot of things with the leaked information, a lot of it could be scam, it could be fake, you just have to be but yeah, it could be DLC, but it's unlikely, because what I found, it said there's no full survivor, but it could be a DLC. Yeah, there was a tofu mod in Resident Evil 2 where you played that little cubicle toy with a knife. There isn't no mention in this leak about it, but again, he could be in it. It should be in it. It was part of the original game, so for a remake, he should be in it. And I was hoping that they would put the, a finished project of Resident Evil 1.5 as a bonus thing as part of this, just to show that this is what Resident Evil 2 would have been, but then it became this. But it doesn't look like they give a it looks like they don't do a damn. I'm sorry, I was just about to swear. I'm not going to swear anymore, but it looks like they don't care about that Resident Evil 1.5, but fans do. So I think they're still working on Resident Evil 1.5. I'm not sure how far percent it's through yet. I've only got the 40% complete of 1.5 on my laptop for my PlayStation 1 emulator. I don't know how to get the up-to-date stuff onto there, because every time I download it, it's something to do with the PC version of Resident Evil 1.5, so I can't get it to work. I really want it for the PlayStation version, but I don't know what's going on with that at the moment. But I don't know. But apparently there's another a leak here saying about the difficulty settings on Resident Evil Remake is going to be that easy and normal, you can easily save with it, like in Resident Evil Nemesis, infinite ink ribbons, but apparently in hard mode you're not going to be able to save at all. Well, who's going to have the time to sit there and play through, I don't know, however long it takes to play Resident Evil 2? I mean, my fastest speed run's about 58 minutes. So who's going to sit there for 58 minutes when they've got work in the morning? You're not going to sit there for 58 minutes of your life just to play through hard mode without saving. You're just not going to do that. I mean, yes, I have done no save runs before with no first aids, and trust me, it takes quite some time. I don't have that time now with voluntary work, but maybe if I'm paid for YouTube and I can sit here and do 2 YouTube videos, yeah, I can quite happily sit there for an hour and do no save run. But yeah, and talking about having to pay out for these new games, you already have to have a decent job to pay for it. So if you've got YouTube that pays you, great, you can sit there and get the game and play it. But if you have to go out for work, or you're on job seekers or any sort of benefit, you're not going to have time to sit here and play it. I don't anyway. I just have about time to just do this live stream. which has put me a bit over for my shower, but I thought I'd let everybody know about the leak information that has been shared out, and I wanted to share my opinions on it, and I'm not happy with it, but hopefully it's all false. Like most of the stuff that gets leaked out on the internet is all false, so please Capcom, if you are, I don't think Capcom ever watched my videos, but they know of me because I have written some fan fictions and I've shared it to them. They know of me. I've sent them information on what Resident Evil Remake 2 should have been or should be about, because I think there was a thing where you could actually send them your what you would like to see in Resident Evil 2 Remake at one point when they were announcing it. So I sent them all the information I wanted. Clearly they didn't listen, but they know of me, so Capcom, if this leak information is true, I don't want anything to do with your company anymore. And I'm going to have to change my name from Res Dan just to the Gaming Bros Dan, because I'm not having anything to do with Resident Evil if this comes out like this. So hopefully that this leak is fake and that you can get it sorted and make sure that this is actually going to happen. And give the fans what they want. Optional camera things. Yes, I know. I remember Jeff talking about it. Between me and Jeff, we probably got the same mind about Resident Evil. We have the same mind about gaming. If they've got a huge series of games where camera angles do change for different different games, yeah. Yeah, it mentions about Ada Wong having a bit more extended storyline and extra guns, like a grappling hook that was never in the Resident Evil 2 game, but it was in Darkside Chronicles, or was it the Umbrella Chronicles? No, it was in the Umbrella Chronicles and in Resident Evil 4, so she'll obviously have that, and she'll have the bow gun that she should have had in there. As far as I know, it's going to be the same as the weapons that she had in Resident Evil 6, like the bow gun, the handgun, and the grapple hook that she's supposed to have had in Resident Evil 2, but she didn't. She only had it in Umbrella Chronicles, but she should have had it in Resident Evil 2 anyway. I think she had it in Darkside Chronicles if it was in one of the videos. Don't know, I've not played Darkside Chronicles in a long time. I've not got it, I've only got, as I said, the original, so it might look like Umbrella Chronicles, well, might do, or no, well, yes, kind of, because Umbrella Chronicles didn't have Resident Evil 2 in it, Darkside Chronicles did, but Ada Wong was in Umbrella Chronicles. I think it was like I think she was in Umbrella Chronicles. I'm not 100%, because I know Nemesis was in Umbrella Chronicles. Yes, she was. She was in the Nemesis, one of the bonus missions to play after the Hunks for Survivor. She was on that. Yeah, she was in Umbrella Chronicles, and that bit where she's running through Raccoon City, she had a grapple hook. And in Darkside Chronicles, I'm pretty sure she did as well. But I don't have either of them anymore. I got rid of, well, I've still got my Wii, but I don't have any Wii games. I've only got my GameCube games, and I don't really play on them because I've got nowhere to set the Wii up. And I play on my PlayStation anyway. But, and with Resident Evil 2, I've got the original on the PS1 on my laptop for my PS1 emulator. But the only reason why I keep this on my other GameCube collection is because they're bloody expensive to replace. So I keep them, so when I do get paid for doing YouTube or get good money off working to fund my YouTube and have my own place, these may come back. And if I get a decent computer so I can screen capture them. But the only thing that's good out of this is probably the planned costumes for Elsa being for Claire, and obviously Leon's 1.5 gear that he had in the original prototype. But I just wish they would actually have go back to the prototype, because all the people that would do it are going, these fans that are going through the codings and doing all this. Capcom should go back onto that Resident Evil 1.5 and have it as a bonus thing on the game, so you can play through the original, supposed to be Resident Evil 2, the prototype to Resident Evil 2, to see what it was supposed to be like. But Capcom going backwards is, as far as I know, a no-no. Yeah, okay, they did try and do a Game Boy Color game of the Resident Evil 1, but it was cancelled. But I have played it, it's terrible. There was supposed to be a Game Boy Advance version of Resident Evil 2, which was cancelled because it wasn't very good. But again, there is a release of it somewhere. You can play it, and it is terrible. The game's com was rubbish as well, black and white. But you know, I think if I look back to it, Resident Evil 2 had so many ports, imported versions of it, that it was the only one that had more of. You had the Nintendo 64 version, you had a PS1 version, you had the GameCube version, you had the Gamecom, technically there was a Game Boy Advance. Uh, you know, they really had something there, and if it does go to the way that they're saying it is, it's going to ruin it. Well, it's not going to be Tyrant. It's going to be Mr. X is going to be in this one, and he's going to look a lot bigger apparently. And I'm told, not from this, but there's another source telling me that yes, Mr. X is in it. Also, there is going to be Crimson Heads in it because Crimson Heads was a big part of Remake, the first Remake, and they're going to come into this version. That's why when someone made a Resident Evil 2 standalone mod called Resident Evil One Night, and he put his own version of Crimson Heads in it, running zombies as they call the mod, it's because from the source that he got from somebody who, a big source file, that there's going to be Crimson Head in Resident Evil Remake 2. Nothing's been confirmed about it, but with this leak, I was hoping to see that, but it doesn't look like they are going to do that. But they could do. I mean, that's the only two things I know. Of three things I know, they've removed the crocodile, which they shouldn't have, but I'm hoping they re-put it back in unless they removed it because they were having trouble. But I know Mr. X is going to be in, and apparently it looks huge. I know that Crimson Heads were talked about going to be in it, but because they were a big part of Resident Evil Remake 1, they could be in this version. Not confirmed, but that was talks about, and it's possible. But again, this leak has made me angry. Yeah, William Birkin has to be in it. If he's not in it, what's the point of Resident Evil 2? But there is, I think there's been a few, other than the leaked information I've got here, there's also leaked pictures, and Birkin boss looks effing huge, I can tell you. Not as big, well, just probably as big as Mr. X, probably even bigger. The train sequence, when you battle him on the train, that first time when you're on the train going down to the Umbrella Corps, there's a remake picture. It's probably from Dark Side Chronicles, knowing my luck, but there's a picture of him walking around the train at that bit. It looks massive. If I can find it, I can't find it when I'm streaming through my phone. But what I'll do is, I think I've got you on my Facebook. If I can find the pictures, I'll send them to you, because they were sent to me. Hopefully they're the correct ones. I guarantee you'll probably say they're from Dark Side Chronicles. They feel like a Dark Side Chronicles to me, but it might be, it's either that or Photoshopped or something. But it looks good. I mean, if it is that, great. If it's not, meh. But if it does turn out to be that from a fake picture, yeah, it would be good, wouldn't it? But yeah, I don't really go for these leaked informations because sometimes they are fake, but this one really got to the point where it hit a nerve, so I had to talk about it. So I decided to. But there's supposed to be information released on the 29th, which was the Japanese, the release of Resident Evil 2 in Japan, because it was later than the US, because I think in the US it was the 21st, that's why they said the 20th anniversary was the 21st of January, but in Japan it was the 29th, so maybe there'll be some announcement, talk about it. There may be a demo released in, like Natalia in Revelations 2, that's what I've got on the list behind me here. I don't know if I can show it on here, because it's going to be quite white, but this is what I'm reading off. That's all the information that was shared. Don't know if you can see it very well. But anyway, that's what I've been reading, and that's what got me ticking. But again, I don't know with stuff like that, because sometimes leaked information is normally fake information. Oh, bollocks. I'm looking at that information too. Yeah, I think everybody's got that. But I hope and I feel it's fake, because sometimes when people leak stuff, it's never true. But I don't know. The only thing with these things is just to wait and see. But the problem is, once it hits a certain nerve, you've got to go angry at it and then rant about it, and then once the true thing happens, then you can fully unleash whatever feelings are out there. Don't know. I really was hoping that Shinji Mikami would work on it again, because he was the one that did the original Resident Evil 2, wherever my case is gone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was working on this, but it doesn't say on here. But I'm pretty sure Shinji Mikami was in the original ones, and that's what made the game good because of him, I think. But that's what everybody says, but I've noticed ever since Shinji Mikami was removed, Resident Evil went downhill. But I can't remember. That's the only information I got. Normally when it comes to things like that, with release date stuff, I never believe until it actually comes from Capcom themselves. But with content information leaking, sometimes you've got to take it with a pinch of salt. Sometimes you go, it may be true, and if it is true, proves that they weren't listening again when they said they were listening to their fans, because they were losing fans because of Resident Evil 6. But all I have to say, if it flops and it fails like Star Wars, because some people hate Star Wars Episode 8, this could be the same thing, but with Capcom instead of Disney. So, but I didn't mind Star Wars Episode 8. Could the leaks come from an anonymous employee? Could have. I mean, it does say anonymous, but we don't know. But I'm hoping for the life of this channel, for Capcom's sake, for my name's sake, that this is false. Because it proves to me that Capcom don't listen to their fans. They want to make what they want to make, at the same time as they just want to make money. I mean, they might as well do what Konami done. Give a playable trailer and then go, we don't want to do Silent Hill anymore. I don't know if Konami are ever going to bring Silent Hill back or not. I haven't heard anything about Konami. But Capcom might as well do this if it's going to annoy some older fans. I mean, it's like with Star Wars. Older fans hate the newer stuff. But I didn't mind Episode 8, but it was kind of iffy in places. But with this information, and if Resident Evil 2 Remake does come out like this and they remove the crocodile, then it's like, bye Capcom. You know, I'm going to have to make sure that everything on this channel becomes just something different. Yeah, and if they do, I will go straight to them and say, well, this information is already leaked out there, you need to sort it. But it's unlikely, because Capcom never really slap anything on me. But as far as I feel, as Ryan thinks, I work for Capcom secretly. To be honest, as far as I feel, I thought I had a good thing going with Capcom. When we did talk about stuff, when I shared them in little fan fictions that I shared them, and they were happy for me to continue that, but they weren't wanting to fund it or didn't want me to make a profit out of it. They were just like, yeah, you can do this, and it looks like a good story. Same thing when I said this is what I want as a sort of DLC, but also a bonus thing to get a Barry Final Stand storyline for a Resident Evil 2 remake. They said it was a good idea, but they weren't thinking about that yet. So I feel that I thought, exchanging stuff like that with Capcom is pretty good. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, how do you do that? It's, you can't talk to. You can. It just takes a long time and preparation to keep sending stuff at, and that they will be interested in looking at. And I eventually caught their eye was something, I don't know how, but I did, and then they were like, "Oh, we're not interested at the moment, but maybe talks a bit later." But they were interested in my idea of the Barry storyline in Resident Evil 2, but whether they use it, unlikely. But I just hope that, again, I'm going to keep saying this until it comes out. Hope the leaked information is false. And I heard rumours Resident Evil Remake was coming. Yeah, I heard because rumours like that as well. But it's saying late 2018. It's going to probably come out. There's going to be some update. It's going to be probably initial. My feeling would be initial release would be December. If this comes right, no, I don't work for Capcom. Disclaimer out there: I don't work for Capcom. But my feeling is there's going to be a release date, 15th of December, 2019. Then it's going to be delayed because they probably want to work on something new. So there'll be a demo released of it. That's not going to be a full version of the game, but it'll be just a sneak preview into the game. And I feel that it will be released March 29th, 2019. That's something I can feel, but again, if it happens, you heard it here first. That I only have a feeling. I don't work for Capcom. I have no intention of leaking out information, even if I was working for them. But even though I don't even think they know when there's going to be a release. But that's my feeling of it. Most people might feel it is going to come out in December, but probably not Pacific Date like I mentioned. But I've never been right with game release, but I have been right with the month of release, never the day. And I've always been right with delays because it seems to happen. Grand Theft Auto 5, I already had a feeling because Grand Theft Auto 4 was delayed. I was like, it's going to be delayed. And then they're going to try and do it onto the next gen consoles, which will make it delayed. And they were. And the same thing happened when it went to PC. It was delayed even longer, I think next year or so. That's the problem I've worked out with Rockstar. All their games that were released were always delayed. I think Vice City and 3 were delayed because of a 9/11 issue, because of the terrorism thing, so they had to be put on the back burner to remove some of the content. San Andreas was late because, I don't know. A lot of games that I've known never release on the release date they say, because there's always some issues that like the DLC Resident Evil 7, that was delayed, so I'm guaranteeing Resident Evil Remake 2 is going to be announced whenever. Then probably a demo just to keep fans on the end of the hook, as they probably say. Released it on 15th. I'm not, it's not going to be probably that date, but the month sounds right. It's late. It's going to be the end of the year. They wanted to release it then, but then they're going to hold it back to keep people guessing what it's going to be like, but release a little demo that's not going to be actually like the game, but it's going to be bits of the game. And it's going to come out in March 29th, 2019. That's my feeling. I mean, newer games these days seem to have a release date and then get delayed. Resident Evil 2 had a demo, so did 1, but I never had the demo. But Resident Evil 2 had a demo, so the remake should have a demo. Remake didn't have a demo of the first one. There was a beta release, but I don't know where. I have seen the beta of Remake of the first one. It looks awful, but I'm glad what this version is. So, anyway, that's my feeling on that. I mean, other people probably say, yeah, more. It will come out, or it's going to be delayed and it's going to be announced, but never have a date release. But I do have a feeling that there will be a demo of this first, hopefully free. But I feel that they're going to do something on the 29th because it's the release date in Japan. So Resident Evil is more known in Japan. as Biohazard. So they'll probably say, well, should come out by December. So if it's December 15th, I will go. Ooh. But but they'll probably announce a date. Maybe they'll say, well, we're still working on it, roughly, and they will say a release date, or say they're hoping and aiming for, but I don't know. But at least I'm not leaking information like they are by saying these are the things that are out. I'm only speculating, saying what I feel could happen. If they secretly email me because I'm such a big fan, I've done so many things like fan fictions and got people to come and play Resident Evil and play the old ones. A lot of YouTubers probably have, but they're not going to sneak me an email and say, shh, the game's coming out this date, this month, don't tell anybody. And then I'm going to go, oh, I'm going to tell everybody around the world it's coming out this date, that day. I'm not like that. If Capcom do tell me, I won't tell anybody. But it's unlikely they would tell me anyway, a nobody to them. But someone that's really good, a big, huge fan that makes his own fanfics up for it. I mean, there are probably a load of Resident Evil fans make fanfics. I'm probably the only idiot that probably sends it to them and bombard them with it and actually get a reply. But no. I don't think they'll tell anybody, like their friends, their families, because they'll end up linking it to someone. Like this information that's leaked out probably was sent to somebody that was known in Capcom, that sent it to somebody, and ended up spreading to someone else, and then to this anonymous person, which is probably, hopefully, again, fake. I think that's just my inside anxiety, is hoping it's fake, and I want to believe it's fake. Whether it is or not, we'll find out when it's released, or a trailer, or something. I said my prediction, I said my rant. I need to get this shower before it gets too late and I won't be able to sleep and I won't be able to wake up in the morning for work. So what do you guys think? Just put in the comment section below when this video is up after this stream. What you think, what the information has been given, what you think of when the review should be released, when there'll be, if and when there'll be a demo. Any info, edit in this comment section below. So we'll see you tomorrow in the next stream, and thank you for saying it's a good stream. Should be 7:30 PM Greenwich Mean Time, which means probably 1 PM in America, maybe 2. We'll catch you tomorrow, guys. Bye. Yes.